Back to the magic of the FA Cup this weekend. Obviously, the events at Dover really kicked this campaign into life, and I guess you'll be hoping to put yourself in the third round draw for even more excitement.
Of course, yeah. That's the the incentive this weekend is to get through. Of course, it is. But we want to be involved in a good game. Dover was exciting. The replay was fantastic night for everybody who went to the club. Who went to the game. Those that watched it on TV. Come 11 o'clock at night and you're into round two and you've achieved the aim was a great occasion for us. We've got a big one this weekend. Coventry, regardless of what's happened to Coventry over this last 4 or 5 years with the off the field problems that they've encountered, they're still Coventry City and they're still a really big football club, and they'll travel in the numbers and they'll get behind the team, and they'll want to see their team into round 3 as well. So the challenge this weekend's massive, but the incentive at the end of it's huge.
You touched upon it after the Dover game, actually, after the replay. You remember the final in 1987 from Coventry, Keith Ouchin's header. It lives long as one of your favourite FA Cup finals, and I guess going into this weekend you face a side who have history in this competition, are a league above, and I guess that challenge only excites the players a little bit more. Yeah,
looking back to an early memory, that was one that stood out for me. The 3-2 win against Spurs was a fantastic cup final, and everybody involved in this weekend, whether it be staff, players or fans, they'll all hold certain memories of this competition. We want to create our own little journey. We want to get through this weekend, we do. Because this is such a fantastic competition. It really is. For me, it's the standout competition, cup competition. People go on about the Champions League, and it is amazing. But it's played with only the pinnacle, the top level teams. When you incorporate all the teams in this cup competition, it still holds for me that magic, that sparkle. And I want us to produce a good performance this weekend to enable us to have a chance of getting through.
What sort of effect do you think a good cup run can have on the rest of the season as well?
Well, I think when you talk to anybody involved at a League One or a League Two club, I think a positive cup run, you speak about getting into round 3. We've managed to find a way against Dover. This is a really big game for us this weekend. But to get into round 3, it opens so many doors. The opportunities are endless. The financial rewards, as we've seen at our football club in the past, just this building alone stems from that money that Manchester United brought us. So it enables you to, develop your football club as well. But this is, we can't look into that possibility just yet. We've got 95 minutes where we have to be absolutely right on top of our game. We have to make sure that the levels, the consistency that we've shown this past 8, 9, 10 games, we can create that again on Sunday.
You're right to point out concentration doesn't go further than Sunday afternoon at the moment, but in terms of the players themselves, I guess this is again they'll all want to be involved in, given it's against a side who are obviously higher ranked in the divisions.
Yeah, and rightly so. We've got numbers now who are all, not just the 11, but the subs, the boys who are in the squad, and those that have missed out. They're all players who are, playing at the top of their game at this moment in time. So they should be excited. I think as a player, you should always look forward. The good thing for us is that this weekend is such a big game. It's the most important game for us this weekend. You can only affect what's in front of you. On the back of what we've achieved this last 8, 9, 10, 11 games, it should give them players great confidence to produce them levels again.
Just in terms of the players who are available to you this weekend, can you give us a little bit of an update on sort of the treatment table as it was?
No, the treatment table's it's poor for us, and it has been for the majority of the season. And it's a cause for concern because we're not just losing players for 1 or 2 games. It's for the long term. Josh Coulson's probably going to be going under the knife and having an operation, which is going to put him out for the rest of the season. Mehdi Lito's had some terrible news on his knee injury. He needs to shut his body down for the next 10 to 12 weeks. And that was a flare-up after the Dover game, you know, and Mehdi produced probably his best performance of the season against Dover. So when you're looking at that type of news for the treatment room, you know, it tells you that everybody else needs to be absolutely ready. And that's what we've been. You know, we've got a group, we've got a tight group as well, a real close bunch of guys who are working extremely hard for each other and backing each other as well when they're either pulling on that shirt or not pulling on the shirt. So tight numbers, but you know, good quality that what we're seeing at the minute.
Yeah, exactly that. I guess when you've got those tight numbers, when you've got the likes of people like George Maris and Mark Roberts and Max Clark all returning into the starting lineup and performing as well as they have, I guess that's a real bonus.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you speak about Maris. You know, we've missed him early on in the season. He's just started to get a few games under his belt and, you know, showing the signs of potentially what he could be. Still a young player, still not putting too much pressure on him, but he's got quality. You know, he's got definite quality, and he finds little pockets of areas where, you know, certain other players perhaps don't look into, and you know, he's got that little nous, little footballing knowledge that, you know, you can rely on when he finds them little pockets of space. He's got the quality to make use of the ball, which is decent for us. We spoke about Roberts, we spoke about Max Clark. You know, they're pretty reliable characters, and but we're going to need all them bodies, you know, 18, 19, 20, whatever we've got. We need them all to, you know, really make the big sacrifices now and take their season forward.
Just finally, I guess in the early rounds of the FA Cup, you're looking for a home draw in the earlier rounds, and how much can the supporters sort of make that home advantage count? Obviously, you supported you very well the last sort of first half of the season, really. But again, this is going to be a big one on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the excitement I've got for the weekend, you know, the players as well. You know, we're hopeful that can be, you know, reciprocated by the fans on Sunday. You know, for us to have that backing, just like we know they can give us. You know, it's a huge positive plus for us when they back us at the Cam's Glass. You know, the support this season when we've given them something to support, and I think that's the key. That's the most important message, is that we have to go and give the fans something to, you know, grab hold of and back us. When we can do that, they've been brilliant. So we're going to need them this weekend because it's going to be a really tough game. Cheers.